Hey guys, Stuart Tomlinson here from Warrior Collective. Today I'm going to be doing a video utilising a bag that I've been given to test out from Aqua training bag. So this bag, the Aqua training bag, this is a 21-inch version, okay, in the bad boy blue. Yeah, so it's a bit of a beast of a bag. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a review on this bag and what I think of it on a separate video. So do check the links at the end of the video in the description, and they will take you to the review to let you know what I think. But today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on a framework for kicking using the Aqua bag. Okay, so just very quickly, the Aqua bag was not made with Thai boxing, kickboxing in mind. It was made with boxing in mind. Okay, but that doesn't mean it can't be utilized for other tools like the legs. Okay, now one thing you'll notice is that I have got shin and insteps, and there's a reason for that. One of the plus points of this bag is it's very, very heavy, okay, and it's going to give you a lot of resistance for anything you throw at it. Punches, elbows, knees, kicks, okay, and it's made of a kind of rubber kind of material, and obviously being water filled, as soon as you've moved a part of it, the water's going to push back in. Okay, so when you're kicking the bag, shin on bag, repetitively, it can be a little bit slappy, okay, so I find it a little bit wearing if I'm doing a lot of kicks, okay, which is why I've got my shin and insteps on today, okay. There's lots of plus points to the bag being this heavy and being very durable for the condition of your shins, but for the purpose of today's tutorial, I'm going to have my shin and insteps on, so I'm just concentrate specifically on the footwork and the setting up of the kicks. Okay, so going straight into it now, the first part of this you'd want to do into fresh air, okay, and it's a great warm-up drill for yourself or if you're a coach for a class. It's definitely something that, you know, I've used before now, and I do think it's a really nice little warm-up stroke training framework. Okay, so how I teach to a class is I'd get everyone in the stance, okay, left leg forward or right leg forward, it's entirely up to them. It's usually easier if you go left leg forward to begin with, and then everyone can switch stance at a later point. I'm a big fan of switching stance, and just to avoid confusion, it's probably good if you get everyone in the same stance if you're teaching a class. Okay, so number one, and again we're coming from this from like a Muay Thai kind of kickboxing point of view. It's not going to look the same sort of framework if you were doing Taekwondo or boxing, but you know, the frameworks that I'm teaching today can easily be adapted for either. You just have to change your stance and change some of the concepts slightly. Okay, so with that in mind, I've got my stance, my right heel's half the floor, I've got my legs apart, I've got my guard up. So number one, okay, is a left V-step, okay? So if I was a coach, I'd be explaining this in a number sense, okay? So remember the numbers. So if I say, number one, we're going to push off the back foot and we're going to cut forward and across with the left leg. So this is a left V-step. So again, one more time, left V-step and back. So notice that I'm not really going that far. I'm only really pushing a couple of inches. And when I do go, my back foot's coming with me and then I come straight back. Okay, so number two now is a right V-step. Now a right V-step is going to involve a switching of the stance. Okay, so if I'm here, number two, I'm going to shoot my right leg not just forward, it's going to come forward and slightly across, okay, and then straight back. So again, in my guard, number two, right V-step, and then come back. Okay, so quickly recapping, number one, left V-step and back, number two, right V-step and back. Okay, that brings me on to number three now. So number three is just going to be the switch step. So I'm going to switch my legs and then come back. So when I switch, what I don't want to do is I don't want to switch stance. This isn't a switching of the stance. I'm just literally switching my feet and then coming back. Okay, so for those of you a bit more experienced, no doubt have switched into kicks before now, or switched into knees. This is really removing the technique. All you're doing is just switching your feet and then coming back. Just staying light on your feet. So number three, switch step and then come back. Okay, number four now. Number four is a shuffle step. So when you shuffle step, your back leg is going to move first, and then your front leg's going to cover the same distance to regain the stance. And then when we shuffle back, the front leg moves first and the back leg moves back. Now, the shuffle step's actually more of a boxing step in my opinion, but you can easily adapt it for many different ways. Okay, so again, With the shuffle step for now, I'm going straight forward. But again, when I apply kicks with it, I do tend to kind of shuffle across what I'm hitting. Okay, so one more time. So number 4, I'm in my stance. And again, the benefit of the shuffle step is, rather than just the normal box stepping, the shuffle step allows me to cover a greater distance without losing my base, and then I can keep it coming back. Okay, so one more time. Number 4, shuffle step, shuffle step. Okay, so moving on from that now, number 5 is just stepping back. Okay, so when I step back, I'm just gonna move my left leg all the way back. Now I say my left leg, it's whichever leg's in lead. So I'm in my stance, number 5, step that leg back, and then come forward. And again, number 5, step that leg back, and then come forward. Okay, number 6 now. So number 6 is a left side step. Okay, so for now we're gonna exaggerate it. We're gonna do 90-degree kind of movements, but the left side step really can be any small movements where you come off that center line. So how I explain this now, with in mind that this is going to be a framework for a bag drill, is we're going to do a small left V step followed by a 90-degree turn of your base. So you end up facing 90 degrees. In this instance, I've gone anti-clockwise. So I've done a left V step and a spin off and a face this way. Now when I land, it's really important that my hips are facing the direction that I've turned and I've kept my guard up. What I don't want to do is step my leg all the way back and the hips are facing a different way. You've got to make sure when you do these side steps, wherever you're planning on facing, you're keeping your hips ready to go. Okay, so again, number 6, left side step and then come back. Number 7, pretty much exactly the same, but we're going to go right. So again, going back to number 2, which was that right V step, that's going to be the start of it, and then I'm going to spin my left leg back. So again, I've gone off 90 degrees, I've got my side step, but this time I've gone into a southpaw before I come back. So again, number 7, I do a right, number 2, like a right V step before I spin off that, and wherever I'm facing, I'm keeping my hips ready for delivering my technique, okay? Last but not least, number 8. Number 8 is just literally switching stance. So it's rather than number 3, which was just switching my feet, number 8 is a switching stance. And once you switch stance, you can then work all these movements from the southpaw. So again, number 1 would be right V stepping back. Number 2 would be left V stepping back, and so on, okay? But it's up to you how much you want to go into both stances, or if you want to just keep this work this one stance, 1 to 7. So 1 to 7 movements if you just want to stay orthodox. Add in the 8 if you want to make it a bit more advanced and you're quite happy to change stance and you want to work that. Okay, so how we do this as a warm-up now? Okay, we can break it down into different sections. Okay, so if I'm here, so we can have a coach shout out random numbers between 1 and 7 or 8 if you're using the switch. Otherwise, okay, we can just pick one and work it ourselves. Okay, so if I was coaching a class, I'd set the timer and then I just shout numbers for 1 minute, random numbers. Okay, so if I'm here, I'm shouting out 1, boom, V step and back. 3, switch and back. 5, step back and back. 6, left V step and back. 4, shuffle step and back. And you get the idea. Okay, so I'm going to go through these numbers, shout them out randomly, or think of them in my head randomly, just moving, keep my hands high. How we can then add on to that into fresh air is we can add a technique. Okay, so pretty much most knees and kicks that are basic and come forward or across will work quite well with this. So I'll give you an example. I'll use the knee to begin with. So if I use the knee, if I say 1, we're going to go left V step and then right knee. If I say 2, we're going to go right V step and left knee. If I say 3, we're going to switch and left knee. If I say 4, we're going to shuffle step, right knee. If I say 5, we're going to step back, left knee. If I say 6, I'm going to left side step, right knee. If I say 7, we're going to right V step off and then left knee. And obviously 8 is just a switching of the stance and doing all the same southpaw. So again, we can shout those numbers out, get people used to throwing the shot after the piece of footwork. We can use the knee, we can use the front kick. So again, if I shout 1, left V step, right front kick. 2, right V step, left front kick. 3, switch, left front kick, and so on. I could use the roundhouse kick. Okay, so again, 3, switch, left roundhouse kick. 4, shuffle step, right roundhouse kick. 5, step back, left roundhouse kick. 6, offline, right roundhouse kick. So you can kind of work different techniques within that framework. And again, if you're doing it for a warm-up or you're coaching in a class, do a couple of rounds. Do no technique, just the numbers, just the movement, and then start off with the lower level techniques that'll warm the body up, the knee, the front kick, and then you can start mixing it up, then leave it to the individual's choice. Okay, well, how does that fit into the bag? Okay, so coming back to the bag now. Okay, so it's a heavy bag. Okay, one of the benefits of the Aqua bag is it's really not gonna fly away from you that much. Okay, so it really allows you to work like any heavy bag should with a lot of resistance. Okay, so that really works well for the roundhouse kick. Okay, the roundhouse kick, no matter what system that you're coming from, it's a strong kick, and we want to drive our hip, our chamber, our shin, with whatever system you come from, into our target. Okay, so when I'm working this bag now, so I'm thinking about that framework that we've just done. Okay, so if I say 1, I'm going to have that left V step, right roundhouse kick. And again, so I'm here. Again, I can either be working this for reps, you know, if an instructor's leading a class on the bags, or I can just be practicing this to a time round on my own. So again, that little step, that left leg, keeping those hands high, maybe I can pop that left jab out, and then step, and then right roundhouse kick. So number 2, okay, so number 2, I have to be a little bit further away, because obviously I'm going to be switching stance for this. So number 2 is that right V step. Okay, so from here I'm a little bit further away, right V step, same thing, I'm going to pivot, and then left roundhouse kick. And again, 2, right V step, left roundhouse kick. Moving on to number 3 now, obviously I'm going to be switching into that roundhouse kick, so you can use a switch to change your distance, okay, but for now, I'm just going to work from the same position. So when 3, I'm going to switch and left kick. So when you switch, I'm sending that left leg slightly back, that right leg forward, but when my right leg comes forward, it's actually going out through the bag. Now you'll notice on this roundhouse kick, I'm using this hand. That's a personal preference. I think it helps with my roundhouse kick. You can obviously keep the guard up. I just like to push that hand down to let me apply the hip. And also, I was always taught, if the leg's in between you, that hand can come out a little bit for balance and for base. It's the hand that's over the non-kicking leg that needs to be the more tightest of the two in terms of guard. Some people might disagree with that, but that's always been my point of view. So again, I'm here, so 3, I'm in my base, switch, and left roundhouse kick. Number 4 now, which is the shuffle. Again, I'm going to be covering distance, so I need to be a bit further back. Yeah. Now, like I said before, when I do the shuffle, I'm not just shuffling straight at the bag. I would do if I was boxing or doing something that is a little bit straighter. Yeah, but for this purpose, because I'm coming across the bag with my kick, I want to be shuffling kind of this angle here, okay? Now in fights, you'll see this more like a run. You'll see one fighter run, boom. And typically this movement's work more with low kicks than it is anything higher. You'll see them from here, they'll come through, boom, and take the leg right through, okay? But it's, like I said, when you've got a bag and it's at a fixed height, you can work all these movements. The height of your kicks then, you can play with in different scenarios. But the heavy bag is obviously more fixed, more for power, and it helps you get a feel for the kick. So again, further back, I'm going to shuffle. As soon as I land on that shuffle, I'm going to pivot and throw that right kick. So again, I'm here, shuffle, right kick. Okay, so number 5, I actually going to need to be a bit closer because I'm going to step back. So I'm here, step back, and then left kick. So while we're doing just kicks, I'm going to work it off a hand kind of parry or push. So I want you to imagine now your bag was throwing a punch at you, or it's coming at you, okay? And you can do this if your bag was swinging, yeah? That's another good way. Obviously, the way that I've set this bag up, it's got a really thick chain, and because of the weight of it, it's not really swinging that much, but if you had it on a bit more of a single chain and it had a bit more movement, you could use it as it's coming back to you, you could then push off it. But if it's not moving, then you've got to do a little bit of visualization. So from here, I'm coming back to that movement again, doing that left V step. I'm putting my left hand on, and I'm using that as thinking like a parry or a redirection. Then I'm going to push off and come back. My hips have to be facing, and then I deliver my back leg roundhouse kick. So again, I'm here, I'm facing the bag. I imagine that shot's coming in. I'm going to V-step with my left leg, push or parry my left hand and push off. As soon as I've landed here, deliver my right roundhouse kick and come back. Okay, so come back to number 7 now, which is the right one. Okay, so when I'm here, okay, so I'm going to come off this way. So I'm going to come around a little bit over here, just so you can see it from the back. So I do my number 2 piece of footwork, my right V-step. My right hand then is my parry or redirection, and then I come off 90 degrees. As soon as I land, just like I did with the other leg, I throw my roundhouse kick. So again, one more time, I'm here. I do my number 2 into my number 7. So I do my right V-step, come off the line, use my right hand as a parry or a redirection. Again, making sure my hips are facing, and then deliver my roundhouse kick. Number 8 was just a switch into the stance. So I can repeat all that from my southpaw. So if it was number 8, I could V-step with my right leg and do my left leg roundhouse kick. If I was further back, I could do my number 2, V-step with my left leg and right roundhouse kick. The one that most people struggle with, to be fair, southpaw, is the switch. So when you switch, most people are used to it with the lead leg. So I do think it's worth kind of playing with it southpaw. Okay, so you'll notice as well that this bag, if I was just boxing, I'd potentially have that bag a little bit higher. But because I'm working my knees, elbows, and then my kicks and my punches, I've kind of put it somewhere in the middle. Okay, so it really depends on, with this bag, what you're going to use it for. Okay, and like I said, because of the nature of the bag, wearing some shin and insteps, might be more favourable. Yeah, maybe it's me, maybe I'm just soft and my legs aren't that conditioned. I do use heavy bags regularly. This particular bag, it's just a little bit slappy because of the material, okay? But the benefit of that though, is that it's super solid. So that's gonna lead me on to my last bit with this bag. So if I take my shin and insteps off quickly, yeah, I'm gonna just quickly go through one of the other benefits of kicking on this bag. Okay, so you can of course just work the kick on the bag. Ooh, step across. Yeah, step across, that's it. But you'll notice now that I'm not feeling quite as confident with that execution because I can feel it on my leg. So with that in mind now, rather than doing the kick, okay, what I would suggest you do, and this is the absolute best bag I've ever come across with it, is especially for those of you who struggle with contact on your shin. If it's hurting and you're wincing, this bag's going to be a really good way of working some condition for your shin. Just swinging your shin up at the bottom of the bag. Yeah. Now, typically with a normal bag, all the sand and the heaviness settles at the bottom and it becomes more and more like concrete. The water-filled bag, it's never going to lose its shape. Water's just going to come back out everywhere. So the benefit of this is when you're hitting it, that your shin obviously moves it slightly and it goes completely around your shin. So you actually end up conditioning more of your leg because the water just goes straight around your shin. Okay, so swinging your leg up or kicking the bag, oh, that's it. You're going to really get some shins going on this bad boy. And yeah, the bad boy blue is well deserved. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on a framework for kicking. Yeah, I've really been enjoying working this bag. It's definitely takes a bit of getting used to. Like I said, when you check out my review, you'll see exactly what I think of it. But I do think it's a really good bag. If you want some more information on it in the meantime, if you go to the website, which is www.aquatrainingbag.eu. Okay, so that's www.aquatrainingbag.eu. You can get more information on this bag, which retails at $179.99 sterling. I'm not sure what that translates to everywhere else at the moment, but you've got multiple sizes and a bit more information on the bag itself. With regards to the Warrior Collective, you should know by now, check out all the other great instructions and videos on the channel. Some really good tutorials on there. And also let me know what you think of this tutorial. Let me know what you think of all the other videos in the series. If you want to show your support for the Warrior Collective, then you can visit our new site which is up, which is warriorcollective-train.com, and grab a t-shirt, grab a hoodie, you know, rep the Warrior Collective where we are. Okay, thanks guys. Speak soon.